Don't let fear run you or rob you of happiness and your passion and what you're better meant for. I mean, just F it. Go for it. Like, if whatever fear of the unknown, the what ifs, that's all in your head. Just go for it. You're going to fail fast, learn from it, and move on.
Ta-da! Hey, welcome to the Numbers of Purpose podcast. Super excited to have you here.
Super excited to be here.
I know, right? I was like, wait, who should I invite to my podcast? And I'm like, wait,
The best damn cookie cakes in Austin, Texas.
that's right. You're right. Yeah. Said you have something. Let's start with this.
Yes.
I can wait.
All
I
right.
have no patience.
First, do you trust me?
Oh, depends on what. Okay, let's say yeah.
Okay, let's see. All right, close your eyes.
Don't punch me in my
No,
face.
there won't be any of that. We'll still have your face. All right. Now, do you want the safe or the dangerous way? The surprise.
Oh, wow. Okay.
There's trust involved in here.
I would like I don't want to get this into my face.
Nope, nothing like that.
Let's go with, oh my God, that's a difficult decision. Let's go with dangerous.
Yes, awesome. So keep your eyes closed.
God.
I'm showing into the camera for the audience. Right. Oh man, I just got to find out where these cut marks were.
I'm excited.
Good. That's what you should expect when you get a Jade's teeth. Now, before anything, think of like one of your happiest moments or happy moments and just excitement, fun.
There's so many. Okay.
Yeah. All right. Before I lose it here. All right. Not going to do anything. Keep your eyes closed.
Wow. Still closed?
Nope, you can open them now.
Wow. It's absolutely mega delicious.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Inspired by her.
Oh, wow.
So there's devil's chocolate, cacao, chocolate chips, cake batter with cookie cake and raspberry.
Mega delicious. Wow.
I won't expect nothing less.
Oh, I love it. I wish you can taste it. I mean, that's beautiful. Wow.
So just so you can see it.
Oh, wait a second. I need to make it.
I took some
You took it? Wait. That's so cool. Okay. Wait. Adjust the. Here we go. I was like, what is this purple thing in there?
Purple thing?
Yeah, like purple.
Oh, I
yeah.
see. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
And yes, folks, she is going to eat it all by herself later.
Yeah.
I'm not taking it home.
Get more insulin in me.
And it did save her life.
It did actually. On my birthday, when my sugar dropped so low, everybody's coming, and I'm like greeting everyone, and I'm feeling like I'm fading. Before we even, I think I ate it before we even started the whole thing, right? Or even like meal.
No, you ate it kind of before like the happy birthday song.
Oh yeah. I'm like,
You're
okay,
just
I don't
like,
care.
yeah, I'm just like,
I
I'm
need
not
to cut it.
feeling light.
Yeah, thank you.
I don't even know why I even brought this.
That's all I don't have any. Well, I don't eat cakes, so well, only when Jade comes. Most cakes. Have you tried?
Cheers.
Cheers. Oh, of course you haven't. Wow.
Oh yeah, it's rich.
It's very rich.
There's a little wall on the inside.
I love it.
So you can throw this in like a shake now and blend it up.
Oh, I probably prefer to eat it. Absolutely delicious. And on that note, what I'm gonna put in here. We have a surprise for you, right? So if you follow us on Instagram, I mean,
Top lip.
okay.
There we go.
If you follow us on Instagram, what is your Instagram handle? We're gonna put it here. Jake's Cakes. Eight AS. Yeah.
And to see the logo here.
There you go. Yeah. And you follow Numbers of Purpose podcast as well. You're gonna get the first person. Let's actually make it even more interesting. In the end, we're gonna say a secret code, a word. So in the end of the podcast, Jake, you will choose the word. And the first person who, obviously, guys, it's in limited in Austin area. First person who comments will get a free cake, right? Mm-hmm. And then second and the third person will get
$20 off.
$20 off the cake.
Their order.
Awesome. All right. So that's going to be exciting. Let's go. Can't wait to see who wins. Don't comment, Jake. Don't do this first.
I make them all day. I know. I love it when people offer me my own cake, and I'm just like, I make these every day. Like I have full access.
Yeah, but I don't. Well, I saw you making cakes. It's not that you're eating it.
Taste testing.
Yeah, but it's ingredients, right? Mm-hmm. It's not that you're testing the cake when it's ready.
When it's done. Yeah, no.
Yeah. Imagine you're like, put it back.
So it's also a nice surprise to like see people's reactions when they do taste it, because I'm like, I haven't even tasted it yet.
Yeah, it's like a surprise for you as well. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Have you ever had a situation where you like, ooh, like that is it good or bad?
Well, I kind of knew ahead of time at Graham Camp. When I made that, I think it was just regular chocolate chip, but I just like I tasted the dough. And I even told you, I was just like,
I remember
it's like
that.
2 much baking soda or something in there. It made it taste a little off.
Yeah. I mean, people were drinking, so nobody
Folks,
says that.
No, you don't have to drink to have my case. They're better than that.
I love it. All right. I actually, I'm familiar, obviously, with your story just a little bit. And we, good friends with Jake. I met you here at where? By the way, where did I meet you first time? Volleyball. Yeah, volleyball unites people for sure. Mm-hmm. So we're playing in the same team or group of people, I'd say. And your story is amazing. And watching you grow and watching, yeah.
I know.
I will be judge of it. I will be judge of it. Yeah. Yeah.
You brag. I'll just.
Can you take me back to when I think you felt like there is a disconnection in your life with like what you want and how you maybe like were raised, or what you felt is kind of like stopping you from what you like your dream and following it? You remember that moment?
26 years old, was still living at my parents' house, and I was just sitting in my bed watching mindless YouTube videos. This is before like you had all the self-improvement and all this other knowledge out there to like help you kind of propel forward. And it was just, dogs chasing their tails or whatever.
We love those videos. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But I just remember laying there and I'm like, is this what life is now as an adult? Like there has to be more. But also I didn't really know anything different to that point. I mean, a little bit with the Marines and other stuff, and even traveling with my family, like on family trips, like every year growing up, but still it was just like, okay, there has to be more than this. And that was where I was feeling disconnected from my purpose and what I wanted to achieve, but didn't know quite, what I had to do to get there.
Mm-hmm. So what do you think led you to have that feeling? Like, or the thought? Like, what maybe the events or the life you were living at that moment that you're like, oh, that's just
I mean, we'll just say it still took some years even after that, but I think it was just kind of not even routine, but somewhat routine-ish or mundaneness of just go out to the bars with friends on the weekends, then go to work and then repeat. I mean, kind of the lifestyle up there in Wisconsin where drinking culture's pretty prominent.
like a lot, like in all places, I
Yeah, in
think.
all places, but especially Wisconsin because
Yeah,
the what is it? The per capita of like bars to grocery stores ratio in Wisconsin is 3 to 1.
really?
Most bars compared to grocery stores in any state.
Oh wow, I've never been to Wisconsin.
Yeah, it's cold.
Okay,
There's a lot of alcohol.
well that's why you have a lot of bars. You need to warm up.
Exactly.
Uh
And
huh.
nothing better to do when it's cold out.
Of course, yeah. Okay, so you felt like there's a routine, there's like a just repetitive
Yeah,
kind of
not
like
not propelling forward routine at that point. My family, or at least my parents, they met in college, doing Olympic lifting together. Like my mom, I forget she had the record for strongest clean and jerks. So, and she could do more pull-ups than most boys in middle school or high school. But that's how my parents met, and that was kind of their common thing. So, like the routine of like working out was already instilled in me. The faith and the values of family were all instilled in me. But then it was like, okay, now there's me finding my purpose, which that was just again the self awareness was the start there. At that point of laying there in my bed watching these endless YouTube videos.
okay. What was like the next step?
I don't even remember where I heard about it or found it, but it was reading Seven Habits of Highly Effective People by Stephen Covey. And
It's an amazing book. If you haven't read it, please do.
mm, it's it was chapter 2 where I think he talked about like picture yourself at your own funeral. And yeah, sad, but at the same time, talking about like legacy and like how do you want people to remember you, not just in a professional setting or your achievements, but who you are as a person, even. And then that was kind of making me reflect like, okay, like right now I haven't really done much. I mean, 26 years old, plenty of life to live, but still I was just like, okay, there's more I want to do here. And I even recall back to when we did the neurographic. Um, yeah, it was making me call back to my teen years too about, what is God's purpose for me? I remember asking my dad that because not thinking too, I can't even think of the word right now, but doom and gloom here. Eventually, world's going to end. Your life is going to end. Like, what's the point of like trying to achieve or do so much in your life if everything's going to go away anyways? And he didn't have an answer for that at that time, but I know through scripture, and again, terrible at quoting scripture here, but I just know that reading it in the Bible, it was God still wants you to like serve him. And that's through many different avenues, whether it's bringing happiness to people or starting a business that like actually solves a problem, or you're like, even if you don't have a business, you're just someone that like brings light into the world.
Yeah, that's the like your purpose. Like you're that very unique part. I always say this to like my clients, my socials. You're a unique part. God just created you for a big reason. And unfortunately, you know, a lot of people, due to many things, obviously, I don't want to blame people saying like, oh, people are stupid or like they don't believe in it. But we all have our path. We'll have our, traumas and things like that. Um, it's sad to see that people don't see that value in them, right? Don't see that purpose. And we're not talking about grandiose purpose, like Elon Musk purpose. It's great.
Yeah, I mean, granted though, does people want to work like 20 hours a day like him?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Like you're looking at like Elon Musk or any celebrities, and you feel like, oh, that's a great, that's a great life. But you probably don't want that life.
And not everyone should,
Of course. Yeah.
because if you have all the everyone's an Elon Musk in the world, who's doing any of the work?
Yeah. But that's what I'm saying. Like, even it's the purposeful life for everyone. And
Hmm.
if you here on this planet living this life right now, that means you are very important. And it's not your concern to decide, or doubt that. Like, your job is just to do your job.
Hmm.
Basically, be a good human being, be very good in your community, support people, take care of yourself. Obviously, work on things that block you from like evolving in your
Hmm.
life, and always be curious. I feel like that's one thing that people forget. Like, what else can I do?
Yeah,
That was your question, probably, right? Like, what else is for me in this life? Like, I don't believe that this is it.
exactly. And I mean, I've kind of had a curious mind. I mean, even when I came out of my mother's womb, I remember my dad saying
You were
that,
like, okay, mom, what's up? Sorry,
yeah,
I had to like, I just imagine that I literally picture everything like
no,
people say, and Jake is like, hi, okay, what is my purpose here?
no, I didn't have that kind of deep insight yet, or self awareness. But I basically cried for the first 30 seconds. And then I was quiet and just looked around, observing, which I have a good memory, but I can't recall to that point in my life.
Yeah, that would be very interesting if you
Yeah.
if you could, because at that moment I feel like babies don't really even see
Hmm.
um quite like,
Comprehend what they're even
yeah,
seeing. Yeah.
yeah, they just like, oh, blur, oh, gigantic people.
Mhm.
Okay, so since you started talking about purpose, um you moved to Austin, right, by yourself?
Yes. And actually, before we get to that,
Hmm.
too, I think something to add to it, leading up to that self awareness moment at 26. So I know you've heard one of the stories about how I came close to death. And just for the audience, briefly, is a 100-pound box at Disney World fell on my head. And like basically, there was handles on this box that like barely missed my head. Could have like punctured it. This was at 6 years old. That I was rushed past like six different hospitals because my condition was so severe. And
Wait, I- was it at Disneyland?
Epcot Center.
Where did you find the box?
It's in the futuristic area. It was like one of the old things still left there, but it was like this box on this wooden pedestal, and it was a wooden box, and there was like a clown in it and a hook where you're supposed to somehow get the hook around the clown's neck and pull it off the stage while like I was playing around with it. And then like I leaned back yelling, "Mom, I got it." And then pulled the thing with me as I was falling back, but then slammed my head on the concrete floor. And then this 100-pound box with the handles, like just
Oh
barely missing my
gosh,
head.
that's crazy. So they didn't secure the box.
No, it was supposed to be screwed in or whatever,
Of
but
course.
yeah, fractured my skull into three pieces. And when they rushed me to the hospital, they were wanting to do surgery, but they were like, okay, if we even do any sort of surgery, we could kill him, basically, or kill me. And they
'Cause it's so,
basically,
this tissues, like, is everything so soft, and like it's still,
like
you're
there was
6
part of
years
like my
old.
skull pressing on my brain.
Now?
No, no, no,
Oh.
no. That's why I'm interesting.
That's exactly what I thought, actually. I was like, "Oh, okay,
That's why it's so weird. Yeah.
that explains everything."
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, okay, sorry.
So they basically like just didn't do any surgery, let me sit in the hospital for a few weeks and heal. And
Your mom probably was going
well,
crazy.
and then talk about motherly strength when, her child's in danger. She apparently, the spectators lifted that box off like it was nothing. Like just threw it off there like
Yeah,
it was
so
like
the
a piece of paper.
adrenaline. But even that, like, just waiting in the hospital until, like, your child heals, like, that's kinda like,
Mm.
there's no, nothing is going on, and doctors couldn't do anything, so it's like, oh, now it's just up to him, technically.
Yeah. And to God,
Yeah.
basically. So my mom's sitting outside my hospital room where I'm recovering. and it was at the end of a hallway with other rooms on either side, but like mine was at the end where there was no windows. And I'm just laying there in bed, and a guy walks in dressed in all white. He asks, what happened to you? And I told him, well, a box fell on my head. Then he handed me this little stuffed bunny that had a surf or a Hawaiian shirt on with a surfboard and sunglasses, and he gave it to me, and he said, "You're going to be okay." And I walked out, and then my mom walks in like shortly after, and she's like, "Where'd you get that?" And I'm like, "Some guy gave it to me." And she's like, "What guy? There was no guy here." And then so she's like looked down the hallway, didn't see anyone walking around. Asked all the nurses, like, "Hey, did you see some guy walk here all dressed in all white?" And they're like, "No, no one's been down here this hallway for hours." hmm So guardian angel there, and just for the sake of time, another instance of a drunk driving accident that I came close to dying there too. But like, okay, so up to that point of being 20, I was, yeah. It's a lengthy story that I can share another time, but almost died there, almost killed a friend there as well. But up to that point of 26 with that self awareness moment where it's like, okay, I've avoided death twice now. God's saving me for something. What is it? And so that's probably what it planted in my head too is in my teens, like, what is God's purpose for me? I'm like, you save me from death. Why? Like, what grander purpose do I have to be here? Maybe not grand like Elon Musk. Something.
Yeah. Well, I mean, Elon Musk probably not making so many families and people. I mean, I see you at, events and obviously like you did a great job of just serving community and be everywhere and like serving the best, like what cake is, his happiness is like, oh, it tastes just like my childhood, and it's just like excitement of like, oh, what is going to be there? Because you always make it very personal. It's never like the same or like generic cake. Um, so I think you making more people happy than Elon Musk.
hmm
So I guess, comparing here.
Yeah. Yeah. Which we all have our different purposes in life. Not
Of
everyone can be the
course.
same.
Yeah.
Because like,
Yeah.
when you were having your eyes closed there at the beginning, what were your happy thoughts? You don't have to share like completely, but
Oh, so with my ADHD brain, it was just like an ocean of different moments. I love walks and like when the sun is hitting your face, it's almost a happy, like it's everyday happy thought.
hmm
Like feeling with the skin, I feeling the wind, like I'm in the moment while walking because my brain always like everywhere. So that's a very happy moment and always like playing with dogs, volleyball. Like again, like it's just a slight show that just like, with being with friends. Podcast actually, it did come out. I'm like, oh, because I wanted it for so long, I wanted to start the podcast. I wanted to tell the
oh, I
stories.
was going to say a piece of cake in your mouth on your podcast.
Yeah. And for some reason, you won't be like, I'll skip the context of this, but a lot of people right now who in awareness and practices and, connecting with God, connecting with like higher power, higher self, the timing is changing. In general, vibration of the entire planet is changing. A lot of people having like awakening of gifts, right?
hmm
So for me, it's also a vision. So it's almost like when I closed my eyes, for some reason, I didn't see the lady, but I saw like numbers of purpose, something like that. And I'm like, oh, interesting, because obviously a very thoughtful person. But I'm like, oh, okay. But I didn't expect it to be as good. So thank you. That was amazing. Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
glad I could bring all those happy thoughts out, and that's what I want to do through the cakes.
Yeah. It's almost like it should be like, guys, if you're eating Jake's cakes right now,
There's more under your
but
sleeve.
like that should be a ritual, like it's almost you can write a how to, like the manual how
How
to
to
eat the
experience.
cake. And I think it's like a very thoughtful note, just a reminder for people.
Yeah, there, I like
They
it.
open the box and there's a how to, and there's like close your eyes and think about very like, happy moments and what you're grateful for, and then you eat the cake. I think that will also, bring the obviously the taste up.
Mm, enhance the experience.
Yeah. And then snap your picture and tag us on Instagram.
Exactly.
I mean, you can't escape the modern promotion. So
Always promoting.
yeah, I know. Okay, so the purpose. Moving to Austin.
Mm.
First of all, why Austin?
Visited my best friend Josh, who lives here.
Hmm.
I experience boat parties, pool parties, going out, food culture. It was one of the best weekends of my life. I remember I brought my other roommate Sammy down at the time, and it was just a blast. And I'm like, wait, is this what every day is like
It's
here?
real.
Yeah. You kind of have some moments like that in Wisconsin, but I'm like, okay, this is every weekend, and they have longer summers here
Yeah, no, well, yeah, it's like a
because we have
never ending
nine
summer.
we have 9 months of winter some years
Hmm.
in Wisconsin,
Yeah.
and I'm like, okay, I'm trading off 9 months of winter for 9 months of summer. Sign me up because I love the sun. 100 plus degrees. I know some people complain about it here, but I'm like, I'll accept it every day.
Yeah. Over cold for 9. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah. You're from Belarus there and experiencing that a lot.
Yeah. As a matter of fact, my mom told me that they have like 10 degrees Celsius. And I'm like, oh, I'm not sure if I want to visit you in September. So, but okay. So, Austin lured you in with a beautiful culture, and you can deny. I think the people here, community, and is just the best.
But especially in the entrepreneurship space and just also fitness, even everyone's taking care of themselves.
Yeah.
And
Aesthetically pleasant people, like,
yeah, we're good looking.
yeah,
Sorry. Not sorry.
everybody is like dressing up. I like that also
Mhm.
part.
But
Um,
also dressing up at times, but also
yeah,
relaxing.
also relaxed.
I know
Yeah.
it's always suit and tie
No, no,
every
no, no,
time. Yeah.
no. Yeah, but if you go out, you basically most likely you'll see very, good looking people walking the streets. And that's another part is like, yes, there is a nightclubs and like bar life, right? But it's also just a lot of people just walking at night. Downtown, it's
Some of
beautiful.
them listen to
Music,
your podcast, maybe.
yeah, maybe music is everywhere. Yeah.
You-
So you moved to Austin. What was the first like move? Because I believe you didn't do the case.
No, no. So it was already knowing that kind of life was mundane in Wisconsin already. Not a lot of direction, which my parents, were, blessed me with good family values and upbringing and close family bondedness. But then it was the direction in life. Like they kind of like let me like pick, which is good. But at the same time, a little more direction would have been nice, or me leaving the house sooner would have been more on me, would have been nice. I know your story of leaving super young.
I mean, yeah, I'm like ahead of you for 20 years, 20 years ahead. I
You're
left
20
at
years.
20, yeah.
Well, oh no, you're not 20 years ahead, but
No, 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 yeah. I mean, 6 years ahead
yeah,
when you were 26, I left my house at
yeah.
20.
So I was basically just trying to like, I knew that already I had self awareness from the 26 age part and started reading more books like Seven Habits of Highly Effective People and increasing my knowledge and things, trying to move up in like my career, changing over to supply chain. But it was more like, okay, still doing the same thing on the weekends, going out, talking to the same people, same bars, doing the same bad habits. And I'm like, okay, now it's my environment. It's the problem. I need to change my environment, which not to say that friends and family I have up there they're all good people,
Yeah.
but it's just for me personally to find my growth, my purpose. Like I had to change my environment and like moving down or before moving down, visited one more time. I think a few months after the first visit, like, okay, do I really want to like move here? Cause I never moved away by myself out of state. And once I cleared that and I'm like, okay, yep, this is definitely where I want to go. Then COVID hits. And so it kind of delayed me getting down there.
Surprise.
Yeah. But then eventually got to the point of where I was like so fearful of like telling my boss for my 2 weeks in and saying, hey, I'm going to move down to Austin. And, but again, just kind of like how a lot of us create our own fears in our head that are bigger than they actually are.
Yeah,
When I finally handed in my 2 week notice, he was just like, honestly,
finally.
yeah, we can get rid of you. I was a problem there, though,
Uh,
in a self improving way.
okay.
But he said, hey, there's really no other opportunities for you to move up in the company. So, like, this is obviously one of the best things you could do for yourself.
Yeah.
And that was a relief and kind of reaffirming like, okay, I am making the right decision. But then it was also the fear building up before even moving. It's like, okay, well, now I'm moving without a job. I tried applying ahead of time for a bunch of jobs, but they're like, well, we're kind of looking more at people currently here. And so, like, yeah, having no job security when I get down here, like, at least had a place to stay with Josh, but then had like at least about 10 grand saved up as a runway for a few months just to see, okay, see what happens here. And it was just kind of going back and forth in my head so many times, like, okay, what if this doesn't work out? And finally, like, this is like right before I put in my 2 week notice. I'm like, okay, screw it. Like, you got one life to live here. Don't let fear block you from it.
Mm.
Cause I'd rather go to my grave knowing that I took the risk than not and challenging or at least exploring the unknown
Yeah.
and overriding my fear.
I like it. I always use it for, whenever I'm speaking about like the fear. I mostly afraid, like I will be probably more afraid of in the end of my life thinking that, dang it, I could have tried that or I should have done that, So like I'd rather regret doing this and like think, oh, well, maybe it's not for me. But that it's like you're not even trying, You're not even giving yourself an opportunity to explore, which most likely is gonna work, just in
Mhm.
different way. I think it's another way is just release that control over like how it should work, like because you with we with our limited minds can only create maybe two options, but the infinite opportunities and infinite like realities that can happen out of this, you never know. So just be curious and explore and go try things, And I feel like another thing is big part is the failure part. I feel like we were raised in the time. I'm always saying like millennials, we got it worse because we're the bridges between no self awareness and then you all of a sudden waking up at like you're 20 something five and you're like, wait. So it's like there's something more to this life. Gee, like
Well, and
what?
also
And all
like
I have,
before internet and
I
after, and then
know,
before
it's like,
social media and
I know,
after,
it's so
we're the
crazy.
last of our kind.
I know. So we were laying down the like, the what do you call it?
Foundation.
Foundation, the yellow brick road.
All right, now we're going to Wizard of Oz.
Yeah. So, but it's true. It's true. And like I know that a lot of us just we stop at the moment where we think we're gonna fail.
Mhm.
Oh, like what if I make this mistake? How do I know if that's a correct? You don't.
Mhm.
And safety is also an illusion. Like how
Mhm.
many people get laid off?
Yeah.
Well, but you had this job position for 5 years, so you are replaceable.
Oh,
you know
everyone's expendable.
yeah, and like just do this, and like it's actually good if you make mistakes. It's great because that's how we learn.
Yeah. Well, I'm a coach at the Institute of 3D Printing online in school that we teach people like how to 3D print products
Mm.
and find a market and demand for them and then sell them on Amazon or other platforms. But I know, like, I had a couple onboarding calls this morning, and one thing with during the onboarding calls, we tell them like, "Hey, if you're gonna fail fast, learn from it, and move on."
Yeah, I love it. Fail fast. That's interesting. Yeah, I'll take that. Okay, so next step in your journey, you moved here, you conquered your fear.
Well, there was still fear afterwards, but there was a lot of regret in my life of like not achieving a certain point in where I wanted to be. And it probably took a good year of like, okay, kind of getting settled in, finding new friends, and trying to like figure out what am I doing here, but also like still holding on to parts of the past that after a year, it was like, okay, let's stop being stupid with ourselves here and let this hold ourselves back here because you can't change the past anymore. Past is a past. Move forward.
Mhm. I agree. No, for sure. I think it's also like that. The big thing that stops a lot of people because they feel guilty for what like they've done or like the past. Look, all you all you can do is just recenter.
Mm.
Like there's nothing in just take and learn from the things you've done. And if you don't want to do this anymore, if you want to improve certain things, then just take that lesson, but don't like ruminate on that.
Beat yourself up over it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because that really won't help you move forward, you know. And like it, there is Milton Erickson. He's psychiatrist, and he said it beautifully. He said that we are okay at any given moment in our time, you know, and we act from the best intention because it's easy to blame yourself or, you know, to say that, oh, I did it like wrong or I should have done that when you already have awareness of what happened, you know, but at that moment, you didn't have that. You wanted to act from the best intention, you know, whether it's, you know, best intention was a little bit not in best intention, you know, for you, but then you learn after it and you
Mhm.
just let it go and you just take this lesson and move forward. Right. Okay. So I want to take you to the Jake's cakes. That's why I'm going because I know
She's
that's
so
just,
hungry for more. There's more.
yeah, I know. But like, it's just so, I think it's a phenomenon for sure in Austin, I guess, entrepreneurship era and area, right? So you literally grew business, I would say, right? You're still in the startup phase, you
Mhm.
like figuring things out,
Mhm.
but from literally like nothing.
Well, I mean, the history there, the story of Jake's Cakes is at 4 years old, my mom taught us how to bake. I mean, we'd bake with her, and desserts were prominent in our house, like probably all the time. It's like, oh, who's going to get all the cookie dough? And mom definitely makes some of the best desserts. So that's where I got a lot of that from, along with my grandma who makes 10,000 little butter cookies that she hand decorates herself. Like she does it each season of the year.
That's insane.
And I'm just
10,000.
like, I do not have the patience for that. So that's where, like, okay, baking's in our history of our family. But then also, even going back to 7 years old, like, you remember Sonic the Hedgehog? I loved Sonic the Hedgehog, a childhood hero. I wish I couldn't be as fast as him. But I drew a picture of Knuckles, the red character, and sent it into Sonic Comics and it got published. And so my mom showed it to my principal at the time. I think we were in Illinois. We were living at that point, and he's like, "Oh, like your son's really good here. We need to send him to a college course." And 7 years old, I'm sitting in with like these college students learning how to draw art. And the only thing, I was very intimidated at 7 years old. I'm like, okay, I'm around all these other like older people that are really good, and but they were really encouraging to me. They're like, no, like for your age, you're really good. And I just it was probably maybe a month, 2 months that I went for, and then I was like, "Okay, I'm just too fearful at the time." Like, I'm just intimidated. So, just went back to school, regular school, and but at least that was already part of me, and then sophomore year, I wanted to be a Disney animator, and this was at the time when Pixar was just becoming a thing with Toy Story coming
That's
out.
after the box landed on your head. You're like, I'm gonna. Revenge is the dish that is sort of like served cold. So I waited for like 20, no, not 20. What is you said software? So it's like 7 years.
Yeah, I mean, but it was like I just enjoyed drawing.
That's why you're so good at decorating cake. I mean, I'm telling you, this is not an easy thing
I mean, her emblem was easy, but
because
it's simple, which I like, elegant, simple.
yeah, and thank you. But I also try one of the Jake asked me to help out with like the yeah, tiny talks, and he's like, just make your own cake, like make your cake. I'm like, great. So I love raspberry and dark chocolate. And I'm like,
I was testing your skill set.
yeah. And you know, cake was like one of, I think my cake and another one, the fluffy thing. I don't remember the rainbow stuff that you had there next to it. Those were two most popular cakes.
Oh, Yabba Dabba Delicious.
Yeah, here we go. That's all I remember. But like I'm like, hey, I want to draw like a tree of life there, and put this tree of life in yan the
On the cake.
on the cake. Yeah. So obviously the yin and yang,
Oh, yeah. Oh, yin
yin
and yang.
yang.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh Jesus, yin and yang.
I'll forgive you.
Thank you. It was like easy to do because it's just something that. But then when it's a tree of life, oh my gosh, that was absolutely insane. It looked like
Oh,
I don't know, like a bodybuilder
yeah,
standing
yeah.
there. It was
You're just like cracking up so hard, and you're like, it looks like a bodybuilder
yeah.
with weak arms.
I'm like that's it. F up this cake. So, but I just couldn't like that was actually what I mean. I guess it was also hysterical laugh at that moment, but it's just yeah. But we we managed that. So, what my point is hard. It's hard to decorate everything, and how
No,
you do it.
drawing with a pencil or pen, hard enough for some people. Then going and doing frosting and not having like
Yeah,
an eraser.
I know. You're like, oops. Like, I guess now it's gonna be bigger tree.
But that's where your dad's.
I know. Yeah. Okay. So drawing.
Yeah. So drawing
So
it, then I was chasing football and had the football dreams, being a football player, and also wanting to like serve in the military. A few other like things I was like kind of looking at dreams, but then not even thinking like, okay, cakes or draw my artistic drawings would come back at this point. But I remember being invited to several like events or social gatherings down here in Austin, and it's always a potluck. Hey, bring something, and everyone brings like chicken or chips or salsa.
a
You know,
butter.
everything's store bought.
A butter. Yeah.
Yeah,
Like
butter. Who brings butter?
it's an awesome thing. Everything is
No, we don't. People don't bring butter. That's
yeah,
just her.
but people eat like healthy community, like really like those who like into very healthy way, I guess, of living. They eat everything with butter, so butter is the thing here, as well as the raw milk.
Oh yeah, yeah, Bates
Yeah,
with the raw milk. But so I was just like, well, I'll do a cookie cake. And this is after, okay, putting all the past regrets behind me, being more confident in myself, and being like, okay, I do want to make a statement, kind of. And wasn't completely intentionally done this way, but it was kind of like inside me, I'm like, I want to make a statement showing up to this party or this event. And so bringing the cookie cake and having that recipe memorized so many times from growing up, it was just quickly do it. The decorating was still not up to par what it is today, as I was just experimenting, but people were just like tasting like this is just so good. Like you have to start a business. It's kind of like, ah, no, like,
that's also another thing in Austin. You have to start a business now.
yeah, yeah, you did this thing. Oh, and now it's a business idea all of a sudden. But so after several times of hearing that, then I was like, okay, I guess I will. And I was like, okay, what do I even call this? I was wanting to do some bougie, like luxury name. Probably wouldn't have the same effect as what it does now, but it was like through a drunken conversation that we came up with Jake's Cakes because we're talking about my ass.
Okay.
And it's just like, because working out, I have a big ass. All right.
Okay, so Jake's Cakes was the name was inspired by your glutes. Mm-hmm.
I mean, you got one and put one right next to it.
Yeah, that will do it. Uh-huh.
And then, yeah, it was January 2024. So, I mean, we're what, a year and a half into it. And again, I still thought like, okay, this will be something on the side, like can do it for fun, make some extra money, and still kind of explore my creativity side. Cause like being in supply chain, very much more like logical thinking, very structured. And this was more the creative side of it. But then went through the Institute of 3D printing for the program to like, okay, I was having analysis paralysis. Like I know I want to like own my own business, but then I don't know what products to sell. And so going through that program, it was very helpful for like getting me out of that analysis paralysis because I had so many like friends and family best intentions of like sending all these ideas, but you're like, okay, like I don't know if this is gonna sell.
Yeah.
And it looks cool, but it's just like, is it worth my time even? That's where then Cold Plunge Caddy like came about, where I was in that problem solving mode, and because like for anyone out there, it's like if you're trying to like come up over, you want to start a business, don't be for just starting a business. I mean, find a solution first. What everyday problem are you trying to solve for people? It should never come from like, oh, I want to make a lot of money, or just have a title and say I'm a business owner. Like it has to be like you really want to solve a problem for someone. And it can always start with yourself, like it did with me, that I created Cold Plunge Caddy, where it's like, okay, you got into cold plunging, and I'm like, okay, I don't have access to a gym that has one.
Yeah, or like even just driving sometimes,
Mhm.
like you want this too, but like sometimes it's just not in your area and you
Exactly. And so I like was in my shower. I'm like, okay, I can take cold showers, but how do I get it colder? And that's where then I'm like, okay, something has to hang there. And that's where started just coming up with the idea. And then, okay, Cold Plunge Caddy's born. It's on Amazon, buy it.
will link it below. Uh-huh.
But at least then going through the experience of Cold Plunge Caddy, because I have like a patent pending on it, I have it trademarked with the name, went through all the hoops to like get it going. And even on my launch day, I remember like my setup had like blown over by the wind and it cracked it. So I was just freaking out. And then like Richard, being the camera guy at the time, was like, all right, it's fine. Like we'll make it work, roll with it. But just learning a lot of experiences from that, and even failures, and like eventually when it was getting down to the why of Cold Plunge Caddy, it's or even just like how do I expand this thing? Because like in Austin, like everyone almost has access to a cold plunge.
Mhm.
And I shouldn't say everyone because mine was like supposed to be accessible for everyone at their home.
Yeah. I
Mm.
feel like not everyone.
Yeah,
It's
not
just everyone who you know because you're in that community.
yeah.
Like there's so many people who probably never tried cold plunging,
Hmm.
so something
And all
like
the
that.
benefits that come with it. Yeah.
Yeah. So something like that would be like the entry point into like people who getting or want to become healthier and try the, cold plunge, but yet they don't have an access to it. Or like, you need to pay, let's say, membership fee to get into this. So like what if it's not your kind of like cup of cup of tea and you don't want to do this? Like I feel like that will be great for like cold plunge, for people who want to do this, but yet they still kind of like don't want to become a full member in any clubs or something like that. I feel like
Mhm.
that would be great. Yeah, so we will definitely link in the description below. Check that out. I feel it's a very smart and amazing invention. I love it.
Yeah, I appreciate that. But it was a learning process though, doing that because like it was very niche, and it's like, okay, how do I expand? Where can I go with this? And it was also, I'll be honest, like a lot of it was just like, okay, finally, this is like the product that's gonna, make me a lot of money.
Oh well, I feel like it's great.
Yeah, but also the intention that I'm being honest with myself here and you and the audience is just like, okay, I was like focus a little more on like really focus on selling, making sales,
Mhm.
and more the money aspect of it, not the deeper why behind it.
Yeah.
Like how we explored with Jake's Cakes with the neurographics. It was Joel Holmes's skyline sessions where like I made a couple of cool cakes on the way they were decorated with the skyline of the buildings.
Yeah.
And that's where like I started gaining a lot of traction earlier this year. And that's where I'm like, okay, God, you're showing that there's traction here now. Maybe I need to lean in a little bit more. And now I've been starting to like kind of pull back on, not kind of have pulled back on Cold Plunge Caddy. Like it's still on Amazon, but not putting as much focus on it because I'm like, okay, I have my strengths here of my artistic abilities, baking,
Yeah.
creativity, wanting to like test the boundaries of new flavors that go into a cake, and also cookie cake still niche enough that not everyone does them. And so I'm like, okay, I think I found like the sweet spot.
The sweet spot. Yeah, I love it. Hmm.
And now it's just like, okay, leaning to that fully and now seeing that's starting to like gain more traction. Like, as I told you before this, like 130 plus followers in the last month. And that's just by going out there, but also being authentic about it and wanting to just share it with people as opposed to like, oh, I got to make money from this.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. And you like you, I mean, to your point, it's not only Joel's event, it's also you are like you were going to events, you were like talking with people,
Mhm.
you were
Building
making
connections.
connections in relationships. Yeah. So like you kind of like went with the community and the products, because sometimes people try to sell the product before
Mm.
kind of like serving the community in this way. So especially Austin is a community oriented. It's a lot of communities and you did a great job, you know? So it's, I mean, at this point, you're like, it would be very weird if it didn't.
Mhm. And there's still like now I'm like since the neurographic session, yes, I'm giving her a lot of like plugs here.
We'll link it below too.
I mean, I know you were telling me it was like only 1% of what we actually like explored with finding the deeper whys and the purpose. But I mean, for me, it's, I don't need all the details. Like, give me just enough and it clicks. Okay, I'm good. I know how to run with it now. So it just kind of unlocked something in me.
Yeah. So how do you feel like Jake's piece?
I mean, order DM, go on the link in the description below.
Oh, don't forget we have a secret code.
But now it's just like get into the least fun side of it. There's a lot of the back end administrative system stuff, which systems can be fun. Like being in supply chain, I'm very used to that. Looking at spreadsheets all day long, trying to figure out process mapping of an entire end to end supply chain. But I it's like that still has to be part of it. And then still trying to go back to the deeper whys. I'm like in my QuickBooks, I'm like, oh, I hate this right now. But I'm like, this is the deeper why and that's
Yeah.
keeping me going
You just
forward.
remember your why when you're doing something like a task that maybe doesn't excite you as much.
Mm.
And it's a balance. It's always about balance. There isn't like I've been putting a lot of also like recently thought about like the bad emotions or negative emotions, right? When you have sadness, when you feel, I don't know, lonely, when you feel upset, they're there for a reason. They're there for reasons so you appreciate the happiness. And then you choose where you want to stay more. So when it comes to business side, yes, there are like we're doing podcasts, absolutely amazing. This is 1% that you guys are seeing what's happening. Like right now, the wide camera just not working.
Oh, it's off.
Yeah. So
Oh,
I'm like, okay, good, good. So it already
hey,
happened.
roll with it though.
Yeah, it already happened before. So it's fine. Like we just used two cameras. It's fine. But then like after that, it's ton of work with editing. And I'm not editing. I have a person who does it. But then, you need to watch it. And okay, I don't like this part. Let's do this. Like at this point right now, we kind of found our groove together with my editor. So like he knows what I want.
Mhm.
But then it's, uploading, it's the right SEO and, all of those things because, podcast is not at the point where I can just delegate it. And I want to also know this thing. So it kind of feels for me more personal right now if I'm doing this. So the work behind like the shoot one episode, it's what, like 1 hour, right? And after that, it's like 4 hours or 5 hours of just production, putting it
But
together.
that's because you have other people. But imagine if you're doing it all yourself.
Yeah, well, mostly I like my podcast. I mostly like my editor only edits it, and again, like I've done what I could to just make it as easy as possible for him. Like the software that we're recording and stuff like that, mics. But the rest is basically like summary, SEO, distribution. Like he does shorts, but then I need to come up with like title, like say thumbnail, right? And and I need to research what thumbnails are working, and like what. But at the same point, I want to kind of keep my authentic, like kind of colors that I like, and I don't want to just
Your
follow.
personality
Yeah, I
still,
just want to
yeah.
follow the trendy thumbnails that like like the like crazy people looking at each other, and people like, oh, I want to click. Like I don't want that. Like I want very mindful people looking like watching the podcast because they just want to watch it and hear what people have to say about like their journey. So yeah, that's a lot of work.
And you're only getting 1% of my journey right now.
And it's never going to be where you only can change how you feel about it. Like you can do it with like upset. You can be upset while doing it. You can be resentful.
Crying.
You can cry. Yeah, or you can say, hey, this is normal. This is what it takes. There's no way around it. This has to be done. And I can choose to be upset and see like, oh my gosh, I need to do this. Or I can do like, hey, I'm doing it for bigger purpose, right? Like, and I'm doing it for other people so they can see it, but also like I'm doing it because it inspires me.
Exactly. Which you also have to remember too that I know you've experienced this a lot probably with your podcast and other things, but like even like going through like the boring stuff, the stuff that I'm like, I hate this. Or some days it's like, okay, the sales aren't there. Like, am I even doing this right?
Yeah. So that doubts.
Some of the doubts, but then it's like kind of telling yourself, like, okay, this is only a moment. It'll pass.
Yeah.
These feelings will pass. Acknowledge them, check yourself, but then keep going. And this is something that we tell our students in the Institute of 3D Printing is, especially like in absence of clarity, take action. Like
Yeah.
you'll find the most clarity through taking action, not just being hesitant or kind of like, I don't know what to do next, having that analysis paralysis. Just start doing something.
Yeah. And first steps could be messy, and
Yeah,
they should be
exactly.
messy, like, and what you're saying, like, was called cold plunge daddy, right? You're like, at this
I am
point,
the
I
cold plunge
know,
daddy.
huh?
I'm the cold plunge daddy.
Like what caddy, I'm sorry. No, I said daddy, but that's funny. Yeah, but like you learn a lot of things, but you in like yes, you can read in books, right? You can read like how to launch a business, but it's never going to be the same when you start applying it because that's going to be very specific and personal for you. You have a different skill set, you have different, like maybe knowledge, understanding, or people even around you. So like all of that will be different. So what you can do is to start moving forward. Like I'm thinking also about like, is that like my podcast or like, other things are in the place where I want it to be? No. But that comparison to the like the gap, like that far, like the Chris Williamson, for instance, like type of like, yeah, I'm like, well, I used to, and that's what was stopping me for many years because I was looking at their endpoint, right? Instead of like thinking about, hey, it's okay to start. You like, it's okay to, and it's not going to be as the same as a person who has like 20 people working on that. So it's fine. It's
And
okay.
even if like the age difference too, because I mean, you look at Colonel Sanders, like 60 some years old when he started KFC. For Winfrey, like, what was she, 35, 36,
Yeah.
37
Yeah.
when she finally got her big start?
Mhm. Yeah. I mean, I don't think there's should be a point, like there's never a point, but because I remember this phrase from Hermosi, I think that was Chris Williamson episode, and he's like, well, if people say like, what if it's too late for me to start? What if it's like I'm 50 or
Never too
50? Yeah,
late.
he's like,
Never too
well,
late.
then just go and die.
Yeah, give up.
Yeah, like what else do you have? What kind of choice do you have? Either just accept the fact that you're not going to do it and just be okay with this and roll with your life, or just go and do it.
Which you'll never go through the
Yeah.
rest of your life being easy with
Yeah.
yourself.
I think if when it's like what you see, you cannot see, it's like, it's good. It's very hard from when you start awakening and be more aware to go to the before stage. It's never going to work.
No, you one two space out of the tube, you can't put it back in.
No. Yeah, of course. Yeah. So it's for you don't have any choice. So you'd rather start right now. And if you don't know, like seek the help, like the, coaches, I have a lot of like free resources below, but that's what helps you to start moving. And only from moving, only from action, you will see results. You will see that now reality has space to work with you. Otherwise, if you're sitting here,
Worrying about it, yeah. Which then also too, it's like, hey, don't also worry that it takes longer. Most things do take longer than you would think in your mind. You're like, oh, like, yeah, I have it all set up in my
oh yeah, I
mind,
know,
but
I know. And then you're like, oh, okay, that actually,
like, okay,
and
we're
vice
here
versa,
later.
right? And works is like the back like backwards. When you have a lot of, usually it's my thing. I tend to just overcomplicate a lot of things in my head,
I
right?
know you
And then
do.
I'm like,
You
I
are.
just write it down and I'm like, and I start doing it. I'm like, oh, okay, I'm done in less than 30 minutes. In my head, it was like a couple days. So yeah, like you need to just start moving slowly, first step without overwhelming yourself, obviously. Be okay with messing up, with failing, and just be curious and be very gentle with yourself. Because if you will be like hitting yourself, being like beating yourself up over things, I don't know who, like,
Well, and give yourself grace. Like, yeah, don't beat yourself up, but then, start exploring like with that curious mind of like, okay, what can I do better here? How can I be better? So, another book, Atomic Habits by James Clear, and start setting those habits. Like now, starting to adopt Jared's PEDs. Yep. Which no, not the tests or the drugs, but planning, execution. He says domination, but I say delivery on how you plan your week out and make sure you're checking off all the things you need to get done in a day. As he says, make it the most of your days more efficient as possible.
yeah. Yeah, yeah. I mean, absolutely. You need to, I always have like, I have tons of notes, but you can try different types of time management, right? It's all like usually,
You have to do what works for you for sure.
yeah. And usually you're like, okay, what would I love to accomplish in like 6 months, right? And then you go backwards, 3 months, 2 months. And I usually don't set like Monday, I do, two. Yes, you work around your schedule, like, 'cause different days are different. And we're talking about like, I guess, like people with their business and like entrepreneurs, right? Or somebody who wants to start it, right? But I usually just list like a full week of like what do I need to do and
What
accomplish.
must absolutely be
Yeah. Yeah,
accomplished.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Yeah. And it's like you also need to ask the question, like, what is the minimum amount of action I can make and get the maximum of results, the
Or minimum amount of energy. Yeah.
2080. So like, because it's always a one solution and one step that will bring you the most results. Whereas like all the rest will bring you like mediocre. So it's going to
Hmm.
be like vice versa.
And then you got to learn of like, okay, now do I outsource something?
Yeah.
Where do I delegate this?
Yeah. Yeah.
Someone who's better in that area.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And I feel like that's the key. It's not how, but who. I like that question. Like, who can make it better than me? Like QuickBooks, I would never do this. I'm like, I am economist manager. That was my major. And I love doing audits, but I love numbers, obviously, money.
Nerd.
But like in
But now look at what
here,
she's doing with numbers.
yeah, no, but in here, it's crazy that no, I wouldn't do this. So I'd rather hire someone, and that will make my life easier and give me so much time to do what I am meant to do, like
Hmm.
what I'm supposed to do.
Follow the passion and the energy that you want rather than not wasting, but just spending extra energy in
Yeah,
doing something.
absolutely. Yeah, I love it. Da-da-da-da-da. Now is the time. Choose the code, the secret word that people need to comment right now. And the first person gets free cake, but you also need to follow us. First person gets free cake, second and the third person gets $20 off the cake.
Hmm.
Let's go. What is the secret word?
So it can no certain capitalization in any letters. It can be all lowercase, whatever. Cakes of purpose.
Oh, love it. Cakes of purpose. All right. Comment down below. You get a free cake. Obviously, you should be in Austin area or willing to travel to Austin area as
Or
well.
if you want to pay the extra shipping charges.
Okay. Yeah. I don't know if you deliver cakes because like I don't know if you can deliver. Can you deliver cakes?
Yeah. I eventually, like, I know there's like CEOs of big companies that they have their specific dessert or meal that they
Yeah, no,
have
like
like
you have that.
within the same day.
Yeah, and you also have that like cold thing that like protects from
Hmm.
heat or like whatever.
Yeah,
Yeah,
not
but it
not
will be
not U.S.
so.
Postal
I
Service or something.
know, yeah. It needs to be so. It should be so gentle because like there's if there's a butter or something, it's just yeah. Okay, all that. Yeah. So cakes of purpose. I love it. We have a tradition here. I have three signature questions. So the first question would be, what would you say to a man or woman who knows that they meant for more, but for some reason they can't move on or like they're afraid of something? What would you say to them if you were standing in front of them?
I mean, there's a couple of ways I could say it, but don't let fear run you or rob you of happiness and your passion and what you're better meant for. I mean, just F it. Go for it. Like, if whatever fear of the unknown, the what ifs, that's all in your head. Just go for it. Take a chance. And even if it's something that doesn't work out, it's like just allow yourself to like at least be your authentic self and explore things. And whatever comes of it afterwards, if maybe it's a lesson learned, always find the lesson in any
Yeah.
failure.
And be happy.
And you have
You found, I love the, was it Edison quote, I guess, when he said, I didn't fail for 100,000 times. I found 100 like ways
it
that
doesn't work.
doesn't work. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, that's great. I like that reverse engineering certain things in your mind. So you're like, you need to help yourself, right?
Happiness or possibilities that you're not letting yourself.
Yeah. I love it. Okay. Question number two. In 3 words, how would you describe your transformational journey?
How are we talking within the last year, the last 5 years, whole life? I mean, I'll keep it somewhat recent here, at least within the last year. It is grounded, resilient, and purpose.
Grounded, resilient, and purpose. Hmm. Yeah, I can see that. Okay, and the last one. What is this one truth that you live by now that you haven't before?
That's a good question. I think going back to like how I was in my 20s, it was more of chasing like approval and certainty in a lot of things. And now it's like seeking my purpose, keeping my faith through the unknown, and just taking action. Like, again, finding that clarity through the action.
Yeah, I love it. Okay, one more thing.
One more tradition.
One more tradition. Yeah.
She might make the cakes one of her traditions now.
That would be nice. Um, I would like for you to think about maybe question or intention they would like to know. You got it? That was fast.
Oh, I'm
You don't have to say it. You just think of it.
yeah, I'm thinking of it.
Okay. You think.
I'm not done thinking though.
Oh, okay. Usually people like.
I didn't even get there yet. All right,
Oh, okay.
quit
Sorry.
rushing me here.
Okay, cool. You
Wait,
can.
wait, I'm not done.
Here we go. You can hold it, think about it, and pull the card.
And then I keep it, or
Yeah, you give it to me.
oh,
Oh, interesting. Wow. No, harmony. 2-2. Okay. So let's see. I like it. 2-2 is a harmony, intuition, connection, collaboration. So duality is a part of the human experience. It's so funny that it literally picks up everything we talk about on the podcast. It's like, and I'm like, wow, we just literally talk about like duality that you have good, sides of your business of parts, right? And then you have something. Right? The challenge lies in finding a harmony among all your beautiful facets. This is the call to address any imbalances that may be throwing your energy out of whack. Are you open to the connections around you? Since it was upright, surrounded by loving energies and newfound wisdom, adapting to strike a balance in your life, understanding and reciprocity in relationships, seeking connections and collaboration. And affirmation, I am grateful for the love that surrounds me. Was it on point?
You keep the audience curious, including you.
Okay.
Always full of surprises.
Yeah. What do you feel like? Does it feel like your current going on? Mm-hmm. Okay. Thank you. Where people can find you?
Not in the box here. At Jake's Cakes ATX on Instagram. Our website, jakescakesatx.com. Under construction right now.
Okay. And Jake, I'm going to link your personal Instagram account there.
Oh.
Are you active?
Am I active?
On your personal Instagram. I think you are, right?
You follow me.
I know.
You know I am. At Machine Margus. So Machine and MARGIS.
I'm going to link it everything right there. Yeah.
And I'm probably one below Machine Gun Kelly when you search. But also that nickname Machine was just kind of my nickname growing up of my work ethic and just getting shit done.
I am machine, I never sleep.
And maybe party too, a little too much.
Open. All right. Thank you so much for coming. Thank you guys for listening and watching this podcast. Comment Cakes of Purpose below. Follow us on Instagram and you will get absolutely delicious cakes from Jay.
Absolutely.
Thank you so much for coming.
Thank you.